Ever since I was a young boy, I always wanted to have my own business. It started out by cutting people's lawn at age 12. At the age of 17, my dad had lost his job and we couldn't make the mortgage payments. And the only thing that we could have done is to carry children to school. This really cemented the entrepreneurial spirit in me, and I saw the difference it could make in working for yourself. So at age 19, I started San Fernando Technical Institute. There I pursued electrical engineering and industrial instrumentation. That field of study led me to the petrochemical industry, inevitably. I eventually got a job at BPTT as a lead operator. I had the role of ensuring that people followed procedures. Now I knew when guys were taking shortcuts. And one morning, while I myself was taking a walk out on the facility, I got a panic attack. That panic attack, I had to lie down in a drain until that panic attack passed. Right after that, the idea of generating some sort of software to address that compliance gap with what management sees and also aid the operator in his field functions. Those are some of the concepts I put together and developed the concept of OperAid. In 2009, when I had the concept of OperAid, it didn't even have a name. I tried getting in contact with some foreign firms. Then I realized that the technology just didn't exist at the time. And at that point, I decided to shelve OperAid. So some 5 years later, I met an asset manager from BP. And I sat down with him and I had a conversation around OperAid. When he said to me, "Neil, this will tremendously add value, not only to the petrochemical sector, but any industry that has any process and documentation required," I said to myself, the timing is right. With the recent industrial accidents that happen globally, I said, let me give OperAid a second pass. So even though I had my idea validated, I had no idea where to start. And as luck would have it, after that meeting with the BPTT manager, on my drive back home, I saw Cariri's billboard, which highlighted the word innovation. That prompted me to get in contact with Cariri and the Center for Enterprise Development. My first interaction with them was at their boot camp, where they talk about the trials of local entrepreneurs and what it takes to really become an entrepreneur in the real world. Here we had interaction with people like Derek Chin, Mr. Nicholas Lockjack, and they spoke about their efforts in realizing their vision for what they wanted to see as their business. After all the presentations were made by Cariri, I realized that they could help me with my idea and getting this developed into what I think it can become. And that is when I registered for the Hatchery Program. At the Hatchery Program, you basically make a pitch to a panel at Cariri. This panel will evaluate your idea, and if it's validated as a good business concept, then you are accepted in the Hatchery Program. And the Hatchery Program, I believe, was very pivotal in me formulating the structure of not only the software, but the structure of the entire company in itself. The Hatchery Program taught me a lot of concepts that I had no idea about. For example, the business model canvas is not something that's taught that you normally hear about. The concept of cash flows, of the income statement, those are things that I would hire an accountant to do. I couldn't do those things personally. Because of that, I was able to formulate a costing structure for OperAid. What I learned is that software pricing is more of a scientific art. In Trinidad, we don't have local expertise in software pricing. So the information that I gained at Cariri's Hatchery Program, I was able to generate and build a costing structure that was conducive to OperAid's enterprise service. After the bootcamp and the hatchery at Cariri, they also have an idea advisory service. I have two other ideas besides OperAid, which I'm exploring as a licensing option. Licensing really gives you, the entrepreneur, the opportunity to develop your business idea or your value proposition without having to put out money or capital. Here you can just put the idea out for licensing. Under the umbrella of services offered at Cariri Center for Enterprise Development is the newly formed Microsoft Innovation Center. The Microsoft Innovation Center, or the MIC as we call it, really helps the entrepreneur like myself, the tech startups, to take a proof of concept and develop it into a final product. The MIC provides technical assistance. You even get some of their resources that Microsoft has as a company, things like the Azure platform and all their app development software that is available to any developer globally. When I mentioned to the international organizations that the Microsoft Innovation Center had partnered with us in the development of OperAid, they were impressed that Microsoft saw value in the co-development and co-branding of OperAid. When I first conceived the idea of OperAid, I had no idea how to bring this thing to life. But because of my journey through Cariri and the Center of Enterprise Development, in assistance with the Microsoft Innovation Center, I can now say that I have a product that I can bring to market. The concept has been validated not only by myself or the international organizations, but through the market research that I've done. Even though the road of an entrepreneur may not always be smooth sailing, especially when you're breaking new ground, Cariri Center for Enterprise Development really paves the way for not only myself, but I believe they're really creating an opportunity for local entrepreneurs to develop new industries, to develop their ideas, their passions into where they want to go. So my advice to budding entrepreneurs: use your experience to find your life's purpose. Be of service to others, and most importantly, never give up. It is my hope that OperAid raises the bar on safety, production efficiency, but most importantly, save lives.